So Vanessa, welcome back. We've been talking on the back of the recent QAO report called Delivering Successful Technology Projects. And we're moving on now to governance. What are your initial thoughts about, in all of our experience, why governance is such an important issue to get right?
Governance is the best tool you have to ensure the project stays on track. And while it sometimes people roll their eyes and say it's a little bit boring, it's actually critical to making sure that everyone understands their roles, that they know what they're doing, and that when problems arise, you've got a good mechanism to solve them. Well-run projects have good governance in place. And that will feel like being able to make fast decisions, being able to respond to issues and risks quickly, being able to pivot if it's necessary, and sometimes being able to shut the project down if that's the right thing to do.
Now, I recall in work we've done together, you talking to me about governance having been treated as a set and forget thing. Can you just talk a bit about that?
Yeah, I think too often the governance group that you have at the beginning of a project is not the governance group that you need at the end of a project, especially if it runs over multiple years. So if we think every 2 years an organisation is going to have some sort of restructure, pivot, change in strategic priorities, governance structures for projects need to change at those points. And we, like you mentioned, one of the reviews that we did, we saw the exact instance of that, where they failed to change their governance structure. And so they had a governance structure that was purely technical in focus, very driven by the technical team, delivering to business users who honestly couldn't understand what they were doing because they shut down the project and nobody felt confident in speaking up.
And I recall in that instance that the effect of that, perhaps surprisingly, was that the implications of the critical update to a particular network actually didn't get managed properly with the end user organisations.
Or with the vendor. You know, and that's an important aspect that we might come back to if that's all right, is understand the vendor has a role to play in governance, but the vendor can't be a governance body itself.
Okay, well then let's come back and talk about roles, including vendor roles.
That's great.